Hey, what's up, guys? Man, hot and humid day. Rained all night long. I mean, I don't know how much more rain we can take here in northwest Georgia. But anyhow, so what we're going to do today is we're going to get the shop opened up. And then we're going to get after that right there. And I'll show you some stuff. We got some powder coating back today. We got the exhaust brackets. We'll get those loaded up and on there. We got steps to put on. We got the air tank brackets. And so you know what that means. Today we're gonna put the exhaust brackets on. We're gonna mount the air tank brackets and air tanks. And we're gonna start, we're also going to mount the leveling valve, and we're going to start getting after some of these airlines. Initially, we're not going to bring the tent out. We're going to get these exhaust brackets on first. Then we'll bring the tent out, get out of the sun, get after those air tanks. I'll get you set up someplace and we'll get after it. All right, so what we just did there was when they built these things, they built this pipe open to here. And so moisture gets in there and then the pipe starts deteriorating. And they put those two holes in there, but it still had a bunch of flake rust. And so I wanted to just suck all that stuff out of there. I wanted to do it ahead of getting it powder coated so they could have got some powder in there, but they wouldn't have been able to blast it anyways. And so, you know, it is what it is. This thing looks super good. Looks like brand new. I don't see anything definitive as far as marking it from left or right. It looks to be the same in both directions. So we'll get the other one opened up. I see this is bent a little bit. Would have been nice to have that straightened prior to powder coat. But you know, sometimes you don't see stuff until you've already finished the job. And then you're like, oh, I wish I would have thought to do that or whatever. But we'll get this one cleaned out as well. All right, so I think we're going to use some 5/8 bolts. These look like 5/8 holes. So we'll get 8 of those and we'll bring them back out. It is a warm one out here today, boys and girls. It's a lot of nut, or a lot of bolt. I don't have an in between. I think it'll be fine. It's not too bad. It's actually a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. All right. Missing one flat washer, can you believe it? All right, those look really nice. We got to have Seth order the rubber grommets for in there. We'll get those snugged up real quick. I think these things look good. They look like brand new, super shiny. We'll put the step right here too, but I think we'll do the step after we do this tank. So we'll get 15/16. We'll tighten that up, and we'll get some tank brackets installed. Then we'll take this tank off, put the new tank on, and then we'll look at these fittings and transfer fittings as needed. Super interesting. But yeah, let's do that. Oh. Oh boy. can't see who it was, but might have been a tanker yanker. Hard to say. Okay, so we'll hang these. Should be one here, one here. You know, these brackets turn out dang near perfect. I mean, they look brand new. So that's super cool. And these hang down right here from these bolts. So let's see. Those are pretty much the same. Probably the same bolts. We're gonna need 4 more of those, 8 more of those. We'll be back. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move the tent over now, because it is warming right up, just saying. All right, so here we go. On here. I'm glad I missed all of that. But basically what we're going to do is I'm just going to put these on this side. Same thing we did over there, except for this time you get to watch. So what we plan on doing, we plan on plumbing this back up with these lines, with all these old airlines and just new tanks. And then we're going to fix what's ailed. So there's 2 right here that are broke. We're going to fix those. Might even be 4 right here. So we're going to fix all those. And then we're going to get the system aired up and make sure what does what, mark it all, and then we're going to one at a time. Yeah, there's 4 right here that are bad. We'll one at a time replace these lines. Some of these will be easy and self-explanatory, some not so much. We're going to need these fittings, so we'll take this over to the pallet over there and get these fittings off, get them cleaned up. we got some U-bolts. We got the tool to do it with. Now we just have to decide. I think we'll put the drain in the back. Yeah. Yep. So we'll put the drain in the back, and that'll put the seam of the tank inside. And I think that's what we want. And I think we're gonna put this in there. Just like that. And then we'll take and put the tank up through there. Oh man, getting through the weld. Fun. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But yeah. Okay, so I think that is straight up and down. Okay, I think I like that. Take a look. Yeah, it looks like it's straight up and down. Sure, I've showed you guys this, but every time I look at it, I'm just more and more impressed. But you know, when these guys were running this truck, they had this air tank had gotten damaged. Probably from losing the drive shaft, right? And so they left the air tank in the truck, and they just run this piece of gas pipe along beside of it, so it looked like the air lines went to the tank from the outside, but in reality it was just a bypass. And you know what, that's good clean fun right there, because do you really need an air tank if you have a good air supply? And the answer to that question is yes, you do. This is bad on so many levels that I can't express to you. I would rather see them. I mean, sure, you're out on the road, you blow this tank out, you need to bypass it, you do this real quick, you get it back to the shop, and you go and get an air tank. It's about $400 for a factory air tank for this thing. This is probably more than a $400 out of service, I imagine. I can't imagine any DOT officer being okay with that. So I would recommend not doing that. I don't even know that I would drive it loaded. I might have just, I don't know what I would have done, gone to a junkyard and got a tank and came back and swapped it out, rather than go to the hardware store and put this pipe together. You know, it's even the right length. So I mean, they went through some trouble to make this thing. And there's truck wrecking yards all over the place, and this is a Freightliner FLD, probably the most common truck ever produced. And the junkyards are, the salvage yards are full of them. Please don't do this ever. You know what I mean? It's dangerous, and it's not only dangerous for you, but it's, you know, it's dangerous for the world. And we got a bad enough reputation. Please, don't do that. This is going to be a little something. There we go. Just gotta find however you need to get your leverage. Oh, of course it did. Loosen up the fitting on the pipe. God dang it. Come on, man. Yeah, I got another one out here, I think. Yeah. You know, it's getting harder and harder to get out from underneath this truck. Not just this truck, any truck. Yeah. Ow. Dude, that hit me right on the head. That crush collar, anti-crush tube, whatever you want to call it, the insert, hit me right on the face. Wow. Man, the sun is super hot. Okay. Well, that was a lot more work than what I wanted it to be, but it's off. We'll get that other tank and we'll get it placed and tied up in there. Oh yeah. Good times, huh? So this one will have the bleed up front because, well, just because. If we don't do it that way, the seam will be shown on the outside. And since this only has one on each end, I don't guess it really matters. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's nice. Let's see, do they stick out the same? Yeah, I think they probably do. This one could come forward to fuzz, but for the most part, it looks nice. We're just going to slide under here and put these fittings on and hook up these hoses. It's not anything you haven't seen before, or anything you won't see again. That's for sure. Okay. I don't know what you guys can see or what you can't see. It's really a pain in the ass to try and film underneath the truck, so sorry in advance. And also, maybe someday I'll have a full-time camera person. Boy, that'd be cool, wouldn't it? Okay, I think that'll get there. We'll get one down here, and then this one will come up down here. This one will probably have to get cut off to make it happen, and no. All right, so we got some schmutz on here, and then we're gonna come under here and put it on here. One more time around. There we go. Okay, that's good. Right size, which would be super cool. Check this real quick. Put some drains in there as well. Go down there. Yeah. But we'll take this fitting in. Yeah. Take this in and get it busted free first. Yeah, I'll be right back. Alright, so yeah. We're kind of hoping that one of these hoses has the fitting in it. And yep, that one does, so good. That's good. It's real good. Alright. Yep, this one can go in the center. Put a plug in the top. One more time around. Like that. We can put the plug in and then move the fitting back a little bit. So, well, the air tanks are on and plumbed up with the factory, well, the existing airlines. We've got a cluster of things that are burnt through over there from torching. That we'll have to change out, but I'm not going to change any of these lines. I got a 89 air dryer coming. We'll get that installed and plumbed in, and then we'll put the relay valve, the new relay valve, the new quick release valve on, and the leveling valve on, and we'll air the truck up. We'll find out. I think this is probably one of these is something, and you know, yeah. This I believe is fifth wheel. This is probably the this one, you know, the diff lock. So we'll get those tested and figure out what does what, and then we'll hook up the airbags. We'll run all of the airlines for the airbags. We'll test and verify the airline for the leveling valve and the suspension dump. Make sure we got those and they're not leaking, and we'll get this thing aired up, and then we'll test brake pedal operation, relay valve operation, all that stuff. And then once it's all done and working, this, believe it or not, this was the supply line from the air dryer to the wet tank, and this is not supposed to be used for that. I can't even imagine anybody doing that, but surprise, surprise, this goes to the wet tank, and it was plumbed into the air dryer, so we'll get that hacked out of there. This is the line that's supposed to be from the air dryer to the wet tank, and it's just dead in there. So we'll snatch it out and run a new one, plumb it into the air dryer. This is the main feed to the air dryer. This is still in pretty good shape. It's pretty flexible. We'll probably leave this on. They're pretty long life stuff, but then we'll like I said, we'll start going through here, and we'll snatch off one line at a time and replace it with new, and then we'll bundle all up. Seth bought all new factory zip ties that go onto those studs, so we'll have all new fasteners holding all that up. We'll replace this. We're burnt through on this one. This is the relay line, not a relay line. This is an air line that goes from the air dryer to the governor, so that it triggers the air dryer when the governor kicks off. We'll run a new one up to there. That's a long one. That's going to be a pain in the ass, but we'll snatch a new one in there. There's also, this one's burnt through. This one I think is that diff lock, so that we'll run that a new one again, another 25 footer. And so we'll just one at a time get them in there and get them zipped on, and once we have all the old ones disconnected, the new ones connected and zip tied together, we'll start snatching them onto those pins. We'll take the old ones off, and eventually we'll have all the new ones on and all the old ones ready to come out. We'll rip them out of the truck and bing bang boom. Bob's your ankle.
You bob your ankle?
Broke your ankle. Bing bang boom and bing bang boom. Bob's your uncle. But yeah, that's where we're at. Nothing really I can do today. I could start changing lines, but I want to test the system first, because I don't want to change all the lines and have stuff be haywire because I did one. So one at a time, after we verify it all works, and go from there.